All right, here I am again. I'm trying to do another painting. This one is going to be a timber ring pour on a 16 by 20 inch canvas. I've already mixed up my colors. I've got a whole list of them, but basically it's some greens, some purples, some reds, some blues, and some yellow and orange colors. And normally I would do a timber ring pour with wood kind of colors, and I've done a few of them like that. I just wanted to try something with some outlandish colors in the same style just to see what it was going to look like. And I'm going to start out, it's 5 different sections. And you notice these two I've got marked. I want them close to the edge so that the paint flows that way a little bit. And that's the point of the tape on the ends too, because once I get all the paint poured onto the canvas, I'm not going to tilt it off that way into either end. I'm only going to tilt this way until I get the whole canvas covered. Then I'll pull the paints off and let the paint roll over the edge. That's this way it eliminates it keeps the line straighter. So we're going to start out with this violet pink mixture here with a little bit of black in it. And I'll start over here and just do little ring pours is all I'm going to do. It's approximately 3 ounces of paint in each one of these cups. I hope that's enough. Now this is kind of a long process. That's why I didn't start this video until after I had everything ready, because it takes a long time to get all these paints mixed and layered into the cups. I've got a total of 15 colored paints here, 15 different colors of paint, all mixed with Floetrol, and they're all mixed at approximately around 0.6 to 0.7 ounces of Floetrol to about 0.3 to 0.4 ounces of paint, and then just water to thin it out, keep the mixture a little thinner. Normally for this size canvas, the charts that I have say to use about 11 ounces of paint, and the last time I did one of these things, I don't think 11 ounce was quite enough. So actually I've got a total of about 15 ounces of paint here. And if I've got a little bit extra, then it's just going to go off of the edge over there. Catch the drip. Set that one off to the side. Now I'm going to do the other end. This is the one that's got the yellow and the orange and bronze in it, with a little bit of white also, just to make some contrast. And I really don't know what this technique is going to look like with these wild colors, but I wanted to give it a try. Get something a little more vivid or bright. Here comes some of the orange. I want to keep these as close to the edge as possible without making them right at the edge, so that once I start tilting from either way like that, it'll flow along that tape over there and have enough paint to roll down right off the ends when I take the tape off. Like I said, this is a little bit outside of what I would normally do as far as a timber ring pour, because it's not really timber rings per se. I have done some. Let's see, I guess I'll go with do the one in the middle here first, or third actually. This one's got the reds and the black in it, some white. Not actually going to look like timbers unless you've got really wild colored wood and timber. Kind of stretched out a little bit more than what I thought it was going to. Hopefully these will push them over a little bit, I'm hoping. Normally I would do this type of painting on something like a 15 by 30 or 12 by 36 size canvas. But I wanted to try it on a 16 by 20 just to see what it's going to look like. I may not like it when it's all said and done, but what I like and what other people like are vastly different. Some of the phthalo blue coming out of there now. That's the darker blue. The lighter blue is cerulean blue. And now the greens. And it's got some black in it too. And hopefully this will push the purple and the red over a little bit. In the past when I've done it, they do push the paints over. It's got some emerald green, sap green, and green yellow with a little bit of black in there too, to just for contrast between the greens. There comes some of that yellow green out now. These are all Artist Loft paints, with the exception of a couple of them. I've got a couple of Liquitex Basics in there, and the orange was a Craftsmart paint. But for the most part, they're Artist Loft paints, and Floetrol and water. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit of torching here real quick, and then I'll start tilting it, just in case there's any bubbles that I don't see. This was I did not have a base coat down on this. This is a dry canvas. Alright, here we go. Wish me luck. Like I said, I'm just going to tilt them down to the longer sides, the 20-inch sides. Try and keep the lines straight between the colors, hopefully, as much as possible. Got enough paint on there. I go ahead and let it come over this edge down here. You notice I don't want to tilt it to the corners, because that will destroy the lines. So I'm hoping that eventually the paint will just work its way down to the corner there. I've got a couple back this way too that still need to get some paint on them. What I can do is see if there's anything left in here to pour into that to make that move a little bit better. I should have left a little bit extra here, a little bit more than what I have here. purple one over here. See if I can coax a little bit more out of this one. I pretty much used up the paints in there, so I don't really have a lot left over to help these flow down here. But maybe, we'll see. Let's see if that helps smooth those corners a little bit more. Colorful down there below on my puppy piddle pads down there. Just doesn't want to get over that way. Maybe I can coax it a little bit with a stick here without making it look nasty when it's all said and done. May not be enough to come off when I take the tape off. I don't know. Well, let's find out what happens here. Don't know if I've got enough paint on there now. Flow down. Got stuck on there a little bit harder than what I thought I did. And see, it's not coming over the end the way I wanted it to. I probably didn't have enough paint or made them too thick so they don't flow. I don't want to tilt it because that's going to destroy those lines if I start tilting it to the end to get it to go over. But I may have to. Much as I didn't really want to do this. One way I can see it to get it over the ends. Hopefully there's enough paint on there to go over the ends. Sorry about being out of frame right now. See, it's not coming over the edges the way I wanted it. I had hoped it would. I may have to do some finagling with that after a while to try and get that a little bit nicer there. Let's see, where am I? See if maybe this will help. And those of you that have watched me before know that I don't do a whole lot of talking here when I'm doing these, because most of the time I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't profess to know what I'm doing. I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to teach them, because Lord knows I can't teach this style of art. I can teach how to make a bed and how to shine your shoes and everything else, because I did that for many years in the Air Force. Of course, not in as calm a voice as this, but so I have taught, just not this. And some people have told me that I should give classes. Well, no, I don't think so. There's many more out there that give tutorials on this kind of stuff that are much better than me and have a lot more experience than I do. You know how to avoid some of these mistakes before they happen. Well, this part on top I like. The edges I'm not too crazy about. See what this back edge looks like. I got this handy dandy little mirror. See, I got to get that corner there. Okay, on that one there. Guess I could turn it. I don't really like doing this. Seems like I always mess things up. I watch people do them and turn them around and do all kinds of things with them. But I just haven't gotten to the point where I'm very good at that. Coax any more out of this cup here, or this corner down here. Well, that's probably about as best I can do. Get it with a torch and I'll bring you down for a close-up on it. I see a lump right here. Yeah, paint booger there. That's the only one I noticed. So, okay. Some of this stuff out of the way. Get my gloves off and give you a little bit closer of a look on it here. Bear with me. Hopefully I won't destroy this in the process. I always have a hard time getting the camera out of this without hitting this little Bixby button that's on the side here. So let me turn the flash on. Turn this off because it just gives too much of a glare. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, I wish I had maybe made the paints a little bit thinner so they would have flowed over the ends a little bit better. Got more cells in it than what I was really anticipating. I didn't really think I was going to get cells that much. I can see where some of the red ones, it looks like a little heart-shaped one right in there. The red ones kind of merged into the greens. And that's okay. They don't look bad. I just wasn't expecting them. So anyhow, that's what I did today. You see the edges came out nice. I flowed right over and kept the lines. And the line stayed pretty much straight up here, even though I tilted it from end to end, which I don't normally like to do with this style of painting. But I hope you all enjoy it. Leave me any comments that you care to. I appreciate you watching. And I'll take any kind of advice that anyone wants to give me. I appreciate anything. If you don't like it, tell me. If you do like it, tell me that too. I just like to see if people are looking at these and what they think about them. Okay, have a great evening. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.